born, the throne awaits. A seer warns of a deadly fate. Give up your children, separate. Bide your time, lie in wait. Sonic Underground, Sonic Underground. They made a vow their mother will be found.
What's up YouTube, it's your favorite cloud chaser Oaken64, coming at you with a quick new video about how I would buff the trio family. These three moles, well technically Wugtrio is a Gardenia but we'll get to that later, have been in what I would call the lopsided game plan department. But only one of these have worked, and it's because it had one of the strongest abilities one could ask for it. Normally I would split these videos into two parts, but since I am working on things in the background, I will tackle each of these Pokemon with only the wilder buffs to see what I can do to fix these lackluster Pokemon. But always a little bit of the Pokemon's competitive history. Naturally, since the Cantonian version is the oldest, let's start off with that one. It was okay in Gen 1, like genuine middle of the road ground type before ADV. Its high speed meant that it was really good at firing off stab earthquakes, which was good, but that was quite literally it. It didn't have a secondary type, and its attack stat was a decent base 80, and it couldn't take a hit to save its life. I know I say that about a lot of Pokemon, but this Pokemon is really frail. This is one of those Pokemon that it got scared over resisted hits just because it couldn't take it. Then ADV showed up, and introduced what was the saving grace of its evolutionary line: attack boosting items and abilities. Choice Band allowed it to bolster its arguably lackluster power at the time, and Arena Trap meant that it could switch in and deal with Pokemon it knew it had an advantage against. Rock, Electric, and Steel types dominated the tier, and it became a popular pick because it could deal with those Pokemon. But being a great pick came at a cost: its variance. It could only be used as a trapper because it was painfully underwhelming in any other context. There were no spicy set you used, it was pretty much always a certified trapper. The next best thing you could even possibly do was be a weather jockey with Memento, which it was really not good at. It never broke out of the trapper mode, ever. From this point onwards it did the same job since Gen 3, and when the meta evolved, it has stagnated. It just couldn't compete, and anytime that Arena Trap was banned, it unsurprisingly was not a very good Pokemon. They had taken its toy away, and it was shown to be unsurprisingly a one-trick pony. Such a sad fate for it. In doubles it wouldn't amount to anything either. With Intimidate, Priority, and Spread moves, it would be dead on arrival if it showed itself there. In Gen 7 we got Alolan Dugtrio, its hairier cousin, but like in the looks good way, not in terms of viability. At this point it was better than non-Arena Trap Dugtrio, but that's not really saying much. It appreciated the Steel type, but it really couldn't do much else. It lost speed too, which was one of OG Dugtrio's main pulls, and it never saw the light of day outside of the PU hole. Take a trip with me for a second, dear viewer. Close your eyes. Okay, now picture a water type, any water type. You got that? Good. Let's narrow it down a bit. A water type that's fast. Let's say above the base 100 benchmark, okay? Let me know what your first choice was. If I was a betting man, most of you choose something like Greninja or Barraskewda. Maybe some of you VGC folks may say Wellspring Ogerpon or Iron Bundle. But given the context of this video, you already know who I'm going to talk about next. Wugtrio. Oh, Wugtrio. You're only meant to be something that resembles Dugtrio in terms of looks, but you also match it in terms of being positively piddling in terms of viability. You got the same stat spread as Dugtrio, and truthfully, without a broken ability, that's simply setting yourself up for failure. Let's see what you have. Gooey, Rattled, Sandville. This will not simply do in the year of 2024. There's not even a showdown article of this guy, for crying out loud. People didn't even bother experimenting. They threw it into the bin and moved on to the next Pokemon. These Pokemon are all miserably bad. But why? Why are they so bad? Surely it's some niche and nuanced reason because of the addition of better floor. They're severely understated. With a BST of 425 and no real offensive ability for two of these families, they're just not going to have enough stats to go around and do things apart from hitting things, which at this point they're only okay at. How do we fix them? Well, we just got to give something that makes them complete, of course. What would that be? Well, I'm glad you asked. Starting off with Dugtrio, let's give it something unique, something that the other two won't have. Let's say a brand new ability. Let's call it Triple Tactics, where its moves hit 3 times, but unlike Parental Bond, where one move deals more damage than the other, they deal about half the original damage. Multiplied by 3, this means that it deals 1.5 times the original damage. A really good multiplier, but it removes secondary effects. Additionally, we could buff its HP from 35 to 85, giving it more HP to stomach neutral and resisted hits, while still being weak to super effective hits. No move pool additions would be necessary, as I think its move pool suits its role quite well, while being able to punish opponents with Stone Edge and Earthquake, while also having the notable bonus of being able to bypass Focus Sash, Substitutes, and Disguise. It's still painfully froze, so be careful with it, as some Pokemon can eat that damage for lunch, and contact abilities can and will do you in. I can't say that Alolan Dugtrio will be the same. Instead of doubling into offense, let's give it something a bit different. Starting off with its stats, it will have 95 HP, 40 attack, 110 defense, 45 special attack, 85 special defense, and 110 speed. Now you may be thinking, that's a cool spread and all, but now it can't possibly deal damage anymore. But hear what I said earlier. There are abilities that allow us to patch holes in Pokemon like this. It's time to give Alolan Dugtrio huge power. This means that it hits as hard as Meta-type. But you know, it actually has amazing bulk and an impressive speed here, plus a great defensive typing to boot. All of this surmounts it to be much different from its counterpart. It's a bit slower, yeah, but it packs a mean punch. This doesn't mean that it's all sunshine and rainbows though. Fire-type Scarfers and bulky fighting types are going to love putting this thing in the ground again. I can envision that this one will have more success than Double Edge because of its defensive profile and being good against certain fairy, fire, or electric types. Last but certainly not least, Wugtrio. How do we not make him Bear Skill to 2.0? Well, I don't necessarily think that's unavoidable, so let's give it something that helps it out. How about Sapphire? It can pair well with its Cantonian relative because of its ability to soak up grass moves and bolster its new base 120 attack. Its HP would be 65 and its defenses would both be at 70. Maintaining its 120 speed. As for new move pool additions, let's go all out. We'll give it Knock Off, Shell Smash, Iron Head, Ice Spinner, Power Whip, and Play Rough. It's known for being very vicious, so let's ride that wave. In addition to getting Sap Sipper, I would also give it Mold Breaker, so that it could ignore immunities. And as a last grace for this Pokemon, let's buff Triple Dive so where its base power is 35, and it breaks any protection move that isn't effectively protect. This means that it bypasses Burning Bulwark and King Shield and the like. These 3 Pokemon now have different use cases. Regular Dugtrio is a powerful ground type with a mostly focused move pool. Its Alolan variant is for bulky offense, who can use a steel type to punish fairies, and Wugtrio is a Swiss Army knife, packing a reliable immunity and a diverse move pool to tackle any foe in combination with a strong setup move. Thank you all for indulging me in this video. Shoutouts to Electric Wind Girlfriend, cause she's the inspiration of making this video. I kind of hastily put this one together because I'm working on a bigger video in the background, and the shitpost was too funny to not use in this video. Thank y'all for watching, and this is Oaken64, signing out.